Let's dive into the expected unqualified ID before add token error frequently encountered in C motor control code. This error, a common compiler complaint, essentially means the compiler stumbled upon a left curly brace watch where it wasn't expecting one. This usually signifies a problem with the structure or syntax of your C code, specifically related to function definitions, block scopes, or preprocessor directives. 1. Incorrect function declarations. The most frequent cause is a problem with how you've defined your functions. Maybe you've forgotten a semicolon after a function declaration, like int my function in x should have a semicolon at the end. Or you might have a misplaced or missing curly brace in the function body itself, leading to the compiler getting confused about where the function ends. Remember that every function needs opening and closing curly braces to define the code block belonging to that function. 2. Missing semicolons. C is a very picky language about semicolons. A missing semicolon at the end of a statement, particularly before a function declaration or a block of code, can easily lead to this error. Always double-check for stray semicolons, or their absence, after declarations and statements. 3. Preprocessor directives. Preprocessor directives, like #ifdef, #ifndef, #if, #endif, #include, etc., control the compilation process. Mistakes in these directives, such as an unmatched #ifdef and endif, can confuse the compiler's parsing and lead to this error. Make sure every preprocessor directive is properly paired and placed correctly. 4. Nested structures. When you're dealing with nested structures, like structures within structures or functions within structures, it's easy to get your curly braces mismatched. Carefully check for matching opening and closing curly braces in each nested structure to ensure correct block scoping. 5. Typos and syntax errors. Sometimes the error is due to a simple typo or a subtle syntax error elsewhere in your code. The compiler might highlight the curly brace as the problem, but the actual error could be something earlier in the sequence. Carefully examine the lines of code preceding the error message. 6. Incorrect header inclusion. Make sure all necessary header files are included using the include directive. Missing or incorrectly included headers can lead to undefined variables or functions, indirectly causing this error. Always double-check that your include statements are using the correct header file names and are located at the top of your code files. 7. Debugging strategies. Start by carefully examining the code surrounding the error. Use a code editor that highlights matching curly braces to help visually identify mismatched braces. A step-by-step compilation might help pinpoint the exact location of the mistake. If you're working with a larger project, break it down into smaller, testable modules to isolate the problematic area. Remember, patience and careful attention to detail are key when debugging this kind